Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of Build IT with Ansible. In this part, we will continue to refine our Active Directory domain we built with our Ansible playbook. So let's get started. So let's tidy up our playbook by using variables, which is going to make our playbook easily reusable. And let's remove the repetitive tasks by using the loop control structure over a list. So this is our first playbook or the playbook from the previous lesson. Now here there are chances of improving a few things. So first of that is we can use the variables. So to make this runbook or playbook a little bit more general, we can take these parameters where values can change. So if I want to use this runbook to build a new AD forest, will probably need a new DNS domain name, a new password, and a new NetBIOS name. So it is a good idea to move this or use it as variable. And for that, Ansible has keyword called vars. Now under vars, we can define our variables and their default values. So of course, we need to correct the indentation. And now what will happen is that when we use these variables, we can simply use them here with following syntax. And that syntax is double curly braces and the name of the variable. So it might look a little bit confusing that we are using the DNS domain name as the key and its value is also the same, which is DNS domain name. So let's differentiate and call it something else or prepend vars underscore so that we don't have the confusion that we are using the same thing again and again. In reality, DNS domain name is a parameter needed by Microsoft AD.domain module. And for this parameter, we are supplying the value var DNS domain name. We need to do the same for the other two variables, which are safe mode password and NetBIOS name. So let's do that. Var underscore safe mode password. And lastly, let's do the same for NetBIOS name. So what this is doing now is if I want to create a different forest with different values, I can define those values here and retarget the playbook to a different host. But in our case, let's just test that this change works. And for that, we need to run our playbook again. Let's run our playbook. Variables do not change any logical configuration in the playbook, so it should run fine. And as we can see, it is successfully running. Now let's use loops. Let's create a copy of current task. Let's call it install Windows Server Active Directory features. And here we will define a variable, a control structure called loop, and then we will define a variable features install. So what happens here is that the loop is expecting a list features to install, and this list should have the features that are supposed to be installed as its item. So this list should have AD domain services and DNS as its items. So let's do just that. Let's define a features to install list, and in this list we will have two values. One value is DNS and other value is AD domain services. So now what we can do is we can put a special parameter here, and this special parameter is called item. And once this is done, we can delete these two tasks, because now Ansible will come to this task. It will see that this task is a loop, and loop is resolving to a list variable which has two values, DNS and AD domain services. So it will loop through these values and install those features one by one. So let's just go and run our playbook. So as you can see, now within a single task, Ansible installed both, or actually checked DNS and AD domain services, because they are already installed. So this is actually a very powerful construct.